Hello everyone, so we have Claire 老师 from Beijing Institute of Technology today. Thank you, Claire 老师 for doing this with us. It is an honor for me to interview you today and learn more about Beijing Institute of Technology.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, before we go into details, can you give a brief introduction for BIT?
Yeah, sure. So I am going to tell you something like in general about BIT first. So first of all, we are a university founded in the year 1940. And when we were first founded, we were actually not in Beijing at that time. So the university was founded in a city called Yan'an in China. And then later on, we moved to Beijing. So right now, our campus is mainly in Beijing, in the city, the capital city of China. So we have 3 campuses in Beijing, and our main campus is closer to the downtown area of the city, and it's called Zhongguancun campus. And then we also have another campus in Liangxiang. So the campus in Liangxiang is actually a lot larger than the campus in Zhongguancun. It's about like 3 times of the area of Zhongguancun campus. And mostly our undergraduate students are in Liangxiang campus, but we have like university shuttle buses coming in between the campuses a few times every hour. So actually it's very convenient for the students to transport from one campus to the other. But usually if you are on one campus, you do not usually have to travel in between the campuses because mostly your classes will be on that campus. But just in case you have some kind of activities or something like that, it's very convenient to take the university shuttle bus. And I'm gonna also say something about our ranking. So if you take a look at our ranking in terms of like ARWU or QS university rankings, it's easy for you to find out that our ranking has been increasingly improving in the past few years. So, we have a very strong academic background, but we are also making progress year by year. So last year, our QS ranking was 340, and we ranked number 17 in China. And also our majors for science and engineering ranked top 10 in China. Okay, so I think that's mostly a general introduction of VIT.
Okay, I think that was a great introduction. I have some question following up from the campus situation. So how long does it take for students to take a shuttle bus from one campus to the other?
So mostly our students are on Zhongguancun or Liangxiang campus. I know we also have in Xishan, but Xishan campus is normally for some large-scale research or like for lab. So between Zhongguancun campus and Liangxiang campus, if you take the shuttle bus, it takes less than an hour.
I see. Okay. Is there any other way for students to reach another campus? Like, for example, is there MRT station around the campuses?
We do have metro station around both of the campuses, but I would say the easiest way is to take the shuttle bus because it goes from inside one campus to another versus if you take a subway, you need to like walk outside the campus and then take the subway.
Another thing that I noticed about BIT is that you guys are part of the Project 985 Double First Class. I wonder what makes 985 or Double First Class so special from other universities who might not be in the special project started by the Chinese government.
So if you're familiar with the education system in China, so I'm sure you have heard about Project 211, Project 985, and Double First Class. So these are some projects that's like on the national level, and so it makes a university very important. That means like China sees a university very important in terms of like academic level and education level, and so we were very proud to say that we were the first among the first batch of the universities that entered these projects. So that means we have a very high standard in China.
I see. Is there any like concrete advantage for students who study in university who are in Project 985 versus private university that are not in the Project 985?
I think the most important thing is the education quality. So if a university is among like the Project 985 or 211 or Double First Class, you know that you have like the education quality is guaranteed in the university.
So with BIT is such a high ranking university, can you tell me more about like a top majors that you guys have and what majors that most international students like to study as well?
So we have, for undergraduate students, we have 46 majors that's available in Chinese taught program. And we also have 7 majors that are available in English taught program. And so we have some majors that are ranked, for example, something that's ranked among top 3 in China would be in mechatronics engineering, control science and engineering, and mechanical engineering. And for our international students, we also have a lot of students who are interested in taking aeronautical and astronautical engineering. which is also available in English taught program. And also a lot of students would choose automation or computer science and technology. These are also available in English taught program. That our university, like the name is called Beijing Institute of Technology. We are not only good at technology or engineering majors, but we have a very strong school of management and economics. So that department is actually accredited by 3 major accreditation institutions. So they are EQUIS, EMBA, and AACSB. So only about 1% of the universities in the world were accredited. So that means we are among like top 10 in China. So in this department, we also have an English taught program, which is international economics and trade. So we have a lot of international students studying this program. So you know that because the School of Management and Economics is an excellent department. So this major is also very popular.
Let's just start with the engineering programs that you guys have. Since you guys are top 3 for mechatronic, control, and mechanical engineering, right? Do international students get to, if they attend the English taught program, will they have the chance to study with Chinese students? And will the programs be all the way English taught, or will the students will have to require to know Chinese when they pass a certain year, and then they have to like learn in Chinese? Like how does the curriculum and how does the learning design work for these English taught engineering programs?
Yeah, sure. So for the English taught program, so everything will be taught in English and all the teaching materials will be in English. So you will have the chance to study with local Chinese students together, but it depends on like how many Chinese students are choosing the English taught program. So we do have some Chinese students who are in the English taught programs. I would say most of the Chinese students are taking the Chinese taught program. And also, even if you are taking English taught program, there are still some required courses regarding Chinese language and Chinese culture, general information about China. So I would say students would still have the opportunity to know the language and also like the culture to know more about China.
I see. Okay. What about the IET, the International Economics and Trade? I know that I heard that some of the universities that are very science and engineering based, this major, the International Economics and Trade, tend to focus heavily on mathematics. Is it the same for BIT as well?
Well, I would say we still require the student to have high school mathematics grades if you apply for International Economics and Trade program. There are some certain standards if you are good enough at mathematics. So mathematics is still widely used in this major.
Will this major get like internship opportunity? Because I feel like a lot of Thai students nowadays really care about having the chance to do internship in China. So I wonder if BIT help with those or facilitate with internship as well.
We do have internship opportunities for the students. So actually BIT has collaboration with some like pretty big companies in China. For example, Baidu, like Tencent, which is the company that made WeChat, and also ByteDance, which is the company that made TikTok. So we have cooperation with these companies, and when they have available internship positions, they would spread out the information to us so that our student advisor, when they get the information, they can pass on the information to the international student. But then the international students need to be responsible for applying for these positions. So there are some undergraduate students who got the internship opportunities, but I would say like it's still very competitive. You just need to pay attention to the information that's sent out by the student advisor.
So since BIT is such a high-ranking university, can you tell me more about any like important researches that BIT has done in recent years?
Yeah, sure. So actually we are actually very special because our research funding per capita ranks number 1 in China. So you know that we put a lot of effort, and also like that means research is very important to BIT, and we have done a lot of achievements, which is why China would give us such like importance. I would like to introduce some examples of our research achievements. For example, we have a humanoid robot. So that research achievements, so I'm sure you know that Chinese people are very good at playing table tennis. But now the humanoid robots, they can even like play table tennis. So Chinese robots now play table tennis with one another. So because these robots, they are very good at distinguishing like high-speed moving objects, and they can like do some dynamic moves very well, and so they can even jump or run or they can communicate with people with facial expressions. So that's one of our research achievements. And we also made a lot of contribution to the Winter Olympic Games and some like big events in China. So we have this simulation rehearsal technology that enables the performers to rehearse in a very like high efficient manner, because that saves a lot of time and energy of the performers, because there are a lot of people in China, and like in the big events, if you have the real performers to like every time, it's very time consuming. But with the simulation rehearsal technology, you can put a little sensor on each performer, so the computer can do a lot of the works instead of having the human beings do it like repetitively. And we have also done some research achievements in the field of like in the chemistry field. For example, we have environmentally friendly fireworks. So in China, when it's like some very big festival, we like to do some like fireworks, but traditional fireworks they can be a little bit like they can cause air pollution to some extent, but the environmentally friendly fireworks is zero pollution to the environment. And we also have achievements that's very helpful for the athletes. For example, during the Winter Olympic Games, we have a lot of techniques that improve the efficiency of the training of the athletes, the skiers. Right now, China has a lot of electrical vehicles, and it's probably not a problem in Thailand because Thailand is kind of warm in terms of the weather. But in Beijing, during the winter, we can have some pretty extreme weather conditions. So in the extremely cold conditions, the batteries can die out really fast. But Beijing Institute of Technology has done this research. So we have these electric vehicles that are not afraid of the winter condition, and they can like operate normally under like even minus 40 Celsius degrees to minus 60 Celsius. So that's some of our achievements.
Those are some huge achievements. I can see that those are like really life-changing for a lot of Chinese citizens, and maybe in other countries as well if you guys decide to export those technology out. So I see, which all those researches are very interesting. Will bachelor degree students get to even interact or be part of the researches at all? Or is it just like those university professors will be the one who teaching the students, so the students will get like indirect benefits, or will they be able to directly participate in the research as well?
So for our major research projects, so mostly it's our students from the graduate level who are participating in these research, but we also have some undergraduate students who can do some research with a professor depending on the specific program and the requirement of the classes. And even if you are not having the chance to participate in a major like research project like these, we still have a lot of opportunities for international students to participate in student competitions and also some projects when they are at BIT. So I think that's also another benefit of being in the capital city of China. So in a city like Beijing, so you do not only get the chances to participate in these events on campus, but like outside the campus, you also have a lot of opportunities to participate in student competitions and projects on both national level and also international level.
I see. Okay, that's very cool. And I think there are some other highlights from Beijing Institute of Technology that maybe you can tell me more about it, which is the 3+1 program.
Yeah, so we actually have this 3+1 educational model of teaching at BIT. So that means for all of the international students, when they first come to BIT for their first year, they will be gathered together to take classes in their freshman year of the university. So I think it's very beneficial for the students to adapt quickly to the new environment in a different country. So in the first year, they will take some like fundamental classes. So after the first year, so at the end of the first year, actually, they even have the opportunity to reselect their majors. If in the first year, they found they are like even more interested in another major, or they are better at another program. So they have the chance to reselect their majors at the end of the first year. And then after the first year, it's also very important to know that all the international students will be in the same classroom with the domestic students. So it's also a very good thing actually for the international students, because at BIT, the Chinese students they pass the college entrance exam in China, which is a very competitive exam, and they are the top students from like all over China from different provinces. And so for the international students, if they have the chance to study with these like good Chinese students together in the same classroom, I think it can have a very good influence on the international students. And you know that your education quality is also guaranteed because like your peer students, they are like outstanding. I would also like to say that at BIT, something special about us is we have a lot of like colorful activities for the students. For example, we have student clubs. So for example, musical clubs or like sports clubs. So the students are welcome to join. And our football club is in the top tier in China. We have won the national championship in China for many times. So, and we also have a lot of special events for the international students. For example, sports meeting and also the International Cultural Festival. That is a very major event in the university every year. So in the cultural festivals, the international students can perform on the stage, and also they can have this little booth for their own country so that they can display something special about their culture or like some special food from their country, etc. So I think for a lot of international students, it's a big part of their university life to participate in these student activities. And I think it's a very good reason for you to come to BIT as well.
I think you mentioned that the second year students will get to study with Chinese students. Is that for English taught students as well?
Yes, it is the same for English taught students. But again, like because most of the Chinese students, they would choose the Chinese taught program. So I would say you have the chance to study with more Chinese students if you are in a Chinese taught program.
What about the +1? What is the +1 part?
We have a total of 4 years. So 3 years are for the second, third, and fourth year of the university. That students would take classes in their department with the Chinese students together. And the one is for the first year. When they first come to BIT, they would take classes with the international students.
Okay, understood. Okay, so now that we have learned a lot about the teaching at Beijing Institute of Technology, now it's for the career part. Like, what does BIT do to help students to prepare for their future career and jobs?
Yeah, so like I said, we have collaboration with a lot of big companies in China. So it's not a problem for us to have enough information, career information for the students. And the companies, the enterprises, they would come to BIT every now and then to have some career fairs for the students, almost like every month. So we have career fairs for Chinese students, and the international students are also, and also we have some special career fairs only for the international students. So even the people from the companies, they would speak English on the career fairs. So they would introduce their company and the available positions. And if you attend the career fair, you can even have your resume available so that you can hand in your resume at the career fair to the human resource department directly. So again, we will spread out the information when we have the career fair. So all of the international students are welcome to join. So yeah, we have plenty of information, and a lot of our alumni who graduated from BIT, some of them decide to go back to their country, and some of them found the job on some of the career fair when they were at BIT. And some of the students, after they graduate, they think they prefer to stay in China. So some of them are working inside China right now.
Can you tell me more? So I think that's very good for like helping students to find jobs. And I think another thing that Thai students really care about is how many Thai students you guys have at the university currently.
Well, we have for our international students in general, we have over 2,800 international students at BIT right now, and they come from 149 different countries. So when you come to study at BIT, of course, you will have the chance to meet a lot of Chinese students at BIT, but also you have the chance to meet with friends from all over the world, because we have international students from like every part of the world. So it's actually a very good opportunity like to socialize with students from like everywhere. And so for students from Thailand, during the past maybe 10 years or so, we have in total of nearly 400 students from Thailand who studied at BIT or are studying at BIT. And in terms of the Thailand students who are currently at BIT at this moment, we have about 20 students from Thailand at this moment, and they are studying on campus right now. And so some of them are in the undergraduate program, some of them are in the graduate programs, and I think a few of them are in the Chinese language program. So it's very diverse student body.
I think that's a very good amount. I think that's a very good spread in different programs, and especially you guys have so many countries as well. Students will truly get the international education experience. So I think I want to learn more about the admission process and the admission requirements from your university. I think a lot of Thai students nowadays, they have GED certificate. So I wonder if BIT accepts GED certificate as well.
Yes, we do accept GED.
And I saw that you guys have scholarship. Before we go into the details for scholarship information, I wonder if GED students can also apply to scholarship.
Yes.
I see. So can you tell me more about the scholarship details and information for international students?
Yeah, sure. So for international students, we have 5 different levels of scholarship. So it's called BIT scholarship. And how you apply for the scholarship is that when you submit your online application, you need to fill out a scholarship application form with a template provided by BIT. It can be downloaded from the website. So when we are reviewing your materials, if we see that you uploaded the application form, we will know that you are a scholarship applicant, and we will consider your materials and know that if you are good enough, we should provide scholarship to you. So the 5 different levels. So the first prize is very competitive, and only a few students get it every year. So it covers 4 years tuition, 4 years accommodation on campus, and also there will be a monthly stipend of 2,500 RMB per month. So that's the first prize. And then the second prize would be 4 years tuition and 4 years accommodation on campus. And the third prize is 1 year. So it's full scholarship, like it's for tuition and also on-campus accommodation, but for the first year of the university. So that's the third prize. And for the fourth prize is 1 year full tuition. And for the fifth prize, it'll be 50% of the first year's tuition.
Wow.
So we have 5 different levels. And the way that we assess the students' application material is that we would, like when you upload your documents for the online application, we will take a look at your high school transcript, the study plan that you wrote, the certificates you got in the past few years. So yeah, things like that. So we will review the student application materials, and also we will assess the student's performance in the comprehensive interview. So after we review all of the application materials and also having the online interview, we will know like what kind of scholarship we can provide for the students.
I see. Wow. So that's a pretty good 5-level scholarship that students can apply to, or they can apply, and then the university will see what level would they get. So for students who get only like the first year scholarship, will they have the chance to apply for, like after their first year?
Yeah, actually for the first prize and second prize, because the scholarship is for 4 academic years. So if you get first prize or second prize, you only need to pass an annual review every year to guarantee your scholarship in the next academic year. So if you get the first year scholarship, which is third prize, fourth prize, or fifth prize, then you can have the chance to reapply at the end of each year to see if you get the scholarship for the next year. So usually it'll be based on your academic performance in the first year and also your general performance in the university.
Okay. I think that's really good. I think very good information for students to know. And for their living situation, I wonder like for international students, most international students, will they get to live on campus or off campus?
Most international students, they choose to live on campus, especially for the undergraduate students. It's also up to the student's choice whether they want to stay on campus or like outside the campus. But mostly the international students would stay on campus. And we do have enough student dormitories for the students. So we have different types of rooms for 2, rooms for 3, and rooms for 4 people.
Okay, so aside from that, like how's the transportation near the university, and how's just the general environment around the university? Because I feel like a lot of Thai students are worried if it's going to be hard for them to travel around, or is it going to be hard for them to, buy things and, go out and hang out with friends. So can you paint a picture for me how their living environment is going to be like when they study at BIT?
So I would say it's very convenient for the students if they choose to stay on campus because so from one thing, our facilities on campus. So we have, for example, a university clinic on campus, and we have a lot of dining halls. So it's up to the students' choice what they want to eat. So and we also have like gymnasiums on campus and like even bakeries and coffee shops. So outside the campus, we also have like more than one metro station and also a few bus stops around the campus. We have shopping malls close to Zhongguancun campus and also close to Liangjiang campus.
I think that's good to know. Before we end the call today, I want to know if you have to say what kind of students do you think is most suitable to come study at BIT, because I believe that not every student will be suitable for coming to study at BIT, or I feel like every university has their own like highlights and like different things that they're looking for in students. So what kind of students is BIT looking for?
I think it's mostly their motivation to study in China and also the motivation that they have to choose their program, because BIT is, I think we have a very strong academic background and our education quality is very high. So if a student is very serious in taking the program, the major that they choose, I think BIT is a very good destination for the students, especially if you want to choose a major that's in the science and engineering field. We provide a lot of available majors for you to choose from, and our social science and like management economics departments are also very good. So for the students, I think if they want to experience China and they want to study in the capital city of China to have like a lot more resources, platforms, and also experience, BIT provides a very good platform for the student to improve their knowledge and skills at BIT.
Okay. Thank you. I think that's like all the questions that we have for BIT. Is there anything else you want to add or you want Thai students to know about?
Not specifically. I would just like to say we do welcome like more students from Thailand, and we like looking at our Thai students at BIT right now. They are doing really great, and we really want to see more Thai students studying at BIT.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope that you guys will have a lot of Thai students there as well, because obviously you guys have a very good quality of education and a lot of good scholarship for students as well, and very good environment to be studying in. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. But thank you so much for doing this today.
Thank you very much for having this interview and having us.